Hey, happy Wednesday. Thanks for joining us on this lunchtime forecast. It's a good Wednesday, and we have another chance, yes, another chance for storms today. So we have isolated large hail and flooding potentials for today. Areas like Des Moines and Kansas City saw that flooding yesterday and today. We could see more rain in some of these areas as well, so we'll check on that flooding potential today. We're also watching for another chance for storms for your 4th of July, and could that impact your firework plans? We'll talk about those details and the historic major hurricane. Hurricane Beryl is still on the move, and it could impact parts of the U.S., so I'll have those details for you as well. But let's take a look back. Yesterday, we saw a line of strong wind from a line of storms across the U.S. I'll zoom down here and I'll show you some of those areas that we saw yesterday that we were keeping an eye on here. We saw those storms come through, so this is Des Moines just to my right over here. And then we saw some storms producing tornadoes just to the east of Des Moines into Davenport here. So 2 tornado reports yesterday. The rest of these are some very strong wind reports. Heading farther down into Kansas City, where we saw a lot of strong wind in this area, causing some damage in areas of southern and eastern Kansas City. Definitely watching for some of those areas with strong wind once again today. And then farther down to the southeast, you can just take a little trip down the highway here. Wichita all the way into northwestern Oklahoma also saw some strong wind. Not too much in terms of impressive hail across the state yesterday, but that wind definitely did some damage in Kansas City. Okay, taking a look at the current conditions, we still have a line of storms anywhere from northwestern Oklahoma all the way down to the Texas Panhandle into New Mexico, and then up to the north and east just along the Ohio River Valley. Now, this area is expecting to get another round of storms today. Farther out to the west, another round of storms that could produce some hail closer to Colorado, up into Nebraska and South Dakota. Following back to the west once again, Montana is also getting some showers, not looking severe for this morning. Okay, your current temperatures, it's another hot day across the U.S. We've got temperatures in the 90s for Oklahoma and Texas, 80s across the southeast, triple digits. Las Vegas is always winning with those temperatures. Well, I guess it depends on your definition of winning. They've got the highest number, that's for sure, 101 right now in Las Vegas. Okay, let's take a look at the chance for storms for today. The main hazard for places out to the west will be several tornadoes possible, just a handful in this area. Large hail and high wind speeds as well. Taking you out to the east, the Ohio River Valley, showing us lightning, thunder, bringing some of the sparks and the loud noises before the fireworks. Yes, we're talking about thunderstorms here. High wind and flooding once again in this area highlighted in yellow. We've got some instability today, especially farther out to the east. We're really struggling in some of these areas, anywhere from Rapid City to Denver, but we do have a pretty good hail chance in that area. So let's take a look at your future radar here, focusing on the Ohio River Valley first, anywhere from Kansas all the way up to Cincinnati. What we're mainly watching for here is that additional rainfall, excessive rain coming just a little bit too quickly, and it's producing the flash flood potential. So that area definitely needs to be watching out for rain that comes very, very quickly, and it'll be a heavy rain, and you'll have to leave whatever you're doing and come back to it later, especially if you're out at a work site today, because we definitely could see just round after round after round of rain today, increasing those rainfall totals in this area. But let's take you farther out to the west, where we are expecting that next chance for strong to severe storms. This is your hail potential for today. Your hail forecast showing a really good line of storms, anywhere from Rapid City all the way just to the east of Denver. We are watching for some sporadic storms here, and then maybe a little bit more consistency with a line of storms coming out of Colorado and into Kansas, bringing those strong winds on the latter half of this storm. So what we're watching for first is that hail, and then it'll become a wind system as it approaches Wichita there. Okay, taking a look at that hail forecast now, anywhere from just to the east of Denver all the way up to Rapid City, it looks like this does go down, with the potential for hail as we get into the later night hours. So anytime after 9 to 10 o'clock, I think that's whenever we turn these storms into a wind system, not necessarily a hail system. All right, here's your hail forecast for today. The better chances to see that larger hail will be anywhere from Goodland all the way up to Rapid City. We're talking about northwestern Kansas, western Nebraska, and then all the way up to South Dakota here. Some of the hail sizes could get up to 2 inches. However, I think we're going to stay more in that 1.5 inch range. So egg-sized hail, definitely possible. However, I think that's going to be extremely isolated. What we'll probably see is that ping pong ball-sized hail, possibly even golf ball-sized hail here. Okay, all eyes are on that 4th of July forecast, especially if you're off of work. You can definitely get outside. For some of us, we are expecting some heavy rain for some in the early morning hours tomorrow morning. We get a break through the later morning hours, but then expecting another round of storms as we head into the afternoon. Brand new data here, the SPC now issuing a slight risk for places in northern Iowa. Here you can see that highlighted in yellow, and that's where we're watching for that next chance for hail. I do think that with this, it'll be more of a wind system for tomorrow, which is not great if you are outdoors grilling or maybe doing some camping on this 4th of July holiday. I definitely want you to make sure that you're watching your weather and make sure that you have any of those tents or outdoor areas definitely held down. Any napkins could easily blow away with some of these strong storms coming through. You'll definitely be able to hear them coming as well. I think these will be pretty loud storms. In terms of hail, we're not expecting too much out of this, anywhere from 1 inch to 1.25 inches just through the Mississippi Valley all the way back to the plains. Kansas City looks like you'll be on the very, very front edge of these storms, so I think that you'll probably miss out on storms. However, we could see other chances for storms anywhere from Des Moines all the way down to Springfield, Missouri. All right, also what we've been talking about the last few days is Hurricane Beryl, breaking record after record, still tracking to the west and northwest, approaching Jamaica right now. We can zoom in to see its exact location, kind of putting some transparency on this. Oh, it looks like some of the strongest winds are now approaching the south side of Jamaica. So we'll, of course, be keeping an eye on that for you. We'll be tracking it over the next few days as it does get closer to the U.S. Will it have any impacts on the states? It still has a long ways to go. So what we're watching for here is Beryl will slowly be weakening as it approaches the Yucatan Peninsula. So these are areas that you may know. We've got Cancun, Playa del Carmen. On the other side of this peninsula, we've got Progreso. It's going to weaken over this peninsula, over this area of land here. It doesn't have that warm moisture from the Gulf. As it heads closer to Mexico, what we're expecting here is this is our area of uncertainty, right? So once it gets back into the water, we're going to know a lot more about this storm. Where will it go? Will it stay in Mexico? Will it head up to Texas? It's going to be really close here. Some models want to bring this into northern Mexico. Other models want to bring this into southern Texas. This model that I've picked here wants to keep this moisture, or at least this storm, in Mexico. But other models want to pull this up into southern Texas. We're talking Corpus Christi areas. We're talking maybe even closer to Houston. Either way, what I think that we're going to see from this is a surge of moisture, at least into Texas, if not also into Oklahoma, and that could fuel storms here closer to home. We'll be tracking that for you. Again, we're looking very far out here. We're looking into Sunday and Monday at this point, so almost 5-6 days ahead. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on this for you. Of course, we're all talking about it back here, all of the meteorologists. But of course, for all of those updates, make sure you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. We've been posting a lot of things on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram here lately. And of course, if you want to get in contact with us, make sure that you give us a call, email us, or head over to hailtrace.com. Okay, we'll see you back here on Friday for another noon forecast.